What's going on, everyone? StealthyWolf here. This is a bit of a spur of the moment thing, so that's why I don't have. You're just gonna have to deal with this background. But I just wanted to talk about the Saints Row reboot for however long this is going to be. So there seems to be a big miscommunication between the current Volition developers, because there's going to be different developers than 16 years ago who did the first Saints Row, and however long ago for Saints Row 2, etc. Like between just the current Saints Row Reboot developers and the like fans of Saints Row 1 and 2, like myself, or even the Saints Row 3 and 4 fans, or hell, even the fans of Agents of Mayhem. Now, I'm going to be saying a lot of stuff as a Saints Row 1 and 2 fan, not so much as a Saints Row 3 and 4 fan. I have played Saints Row 1, 2, and 3. I played Get Out of Hell a little bit, so I kind of know what Saints Row 4 is like, but I haven't played Agents of Mayhem, so I can't really say exactly thing. But what I've seen from Agents of Mayhem, that's why I call the Saints Row Reboot Agents of Mayhem 2. But the thing is, right, is that the amount of times I see news sites, and I've got a news site up here on Eurogamer, just a reference. There seems to be such a big problem with what the developers think, or what the people who like Saints Row are saying about the Saints Row reboot compared to what we're actually saying. Now, again, I'm saying this as someone who is the fan of Saints Row 1 and 2, and sort of old school Saints Row fan. So if you want to add your own opinions, put them in the comments. But from what it feels like my standpoint, and quite a few other people's that I've seen, the Saints Row reboot, right? We're not saying that the Saints Row reboot is going to be a bad game, right? We're not saying that. We're going to say, if you play it, it's probably going to be fun. It's going to be great customization. It's going to be a great open world sandbox experience. It's going to be ridiculous and over the top, and it's going to be fun. And, it's going to be a decent game, or a good game, or a great game, whatever. We're not saying that it's going to be a bad game, that it is a bad game. We're not saying that. The only thing we're saying is that this isn't Saints Row. This isn't okay, I'm seeing the sort of gameplay things, but I'm not basing it off the gameplay because, well, just for an example, I hope, right, that the Saints Row reboot doesn't turn out like fucking Cyberpunk 2077, where they go, oh my god, look at all this, they show off everything and it looks amazing, and oh my god, and then people play it and they go, why is it so buggy? Why is it so glitchy? Why are there so many glitches? Why is it not working at all? So I hope that doesn't happen, right? But that's not what I'm talking about here. The gameplay aspect could be fine. I'm not talking about the gameplay aspect. This game, the Saints Row reboot, doesn't feel like, sort of mid-20s, late 20s, 30, early 30s sort of year-old gangsters, sort of like actual gangs that are, actually kind of, doing, look back at, Saints Row 1, like the Vice Kings, the Canales, the West Side Rollers, hell, then Saints Row 2, the Ronin, the Brotherhood, and the Sons of Sandy, they were doing their own things. They had, kind of the sort of illegal businesses, but they would, they had their own things sort of going on, and it felt like they were actually gangs, rather than, kind of the Saints Row 3rd kind of thing that didn't really feel like any of the three gangs in there. Didn't really feel like gangs, and neither did the Saints at that point, because one of the first missions is you going to a military base and stealing weapons. Yeah, anyway. And then the beginning of Saints Row 4 being climbing up a missile as it's shooting. Yeah, Saints Row got a bit further away, but this new group of Saints, like from let me just where's the quote? They say something about like the old characters. They yeah, because one of the developers, one of the head developers or whoever, head of the you know, said that I'm just going to read out the full thing. I think there was always a part of me, and maybe even some other people in the studio, that always knew it was going to be a little rough at first, because the old Saints are not coming back. I think that was always going to be something that was kind of contentious, sorry. And that's not... I'm not annoyed that the old Saints aren't coming back. I'm glad that the old Saints aren't coming back. Like, that's one kind of thing, you know, like especially a reboot. It's like, do something else. But just all the characters from that initial trailer, right? Because all the rest that I can see is just gameplay, so I can't really judge the characters kind of based on gameplay. But they just seem like they seem how the media portrays millennials and hipsters and university students, you know, young 20-year-olds. And I don't think you could make sort of like a game around gangs sort of like that with this kind of series. You managed to do it in San Andreas, right? But that's kind of like, you know, they grew up in, you know, the kind of gang mentality and that kind of thing. And that's kind of how San Andreas, but no other gang sort of, you know, kind of thing. Not even, like, not even then, because it's like, oh yeah, CJ, you know, is like early 20s. It doesn't feel like that. You know, it doesn't feel like all the characters are kind of like, you know, mid-20s. Because, like, there's actual kind of, like, character behind them, you know, that isn't just sort of the gang set. Like, they want to do something legit. And that's kind of the same thing with sort of the original Saints Row. It sounds a bit weird to say, but like they do like the gang thing, you know, and sort of control everything. But then it kind of, you know, comes crashing down, and Saints Row 2 starts up, and you kind of just go back into that mentality of the gang things. I don't feel like the new Saints are that sort of kind of mentality. It kind of does just seem that, you know, they're doing it for kind of shits and giggles kind of thing. It just doesn't seem like, I know I'm saying, oh, games need to be serious. No, but I like, there needs to be some serious elements, and just from like the initial thing, it's just like, yeah, we're just gonna go take on this huge, you know, gang who's doing drug deals and whatever, and who's got massive, you know, kind of weapons and amounts of weapons, and guys, we're just like 4 of us just because why not? You know, we think we're bad. Like, it just doesn't feel right. Yeah, it's just like, and it also shows, right, that if you look at this and then you look at the Agents of Mayhem, and you look at Saints Row 4, they are very similar in terms of what they're doing. or what they've done and what they're doing. And that's why people are drawing connections to sort of like, oh, Agents of Mayhem started, was a thing, and then that immediately dropped off. So, hey, let's just reboot Saints Row because we know Saints Row is successful, and then they're seeing all this backlash. But again, like I say, the backlash for Saints Row is that it like the gameplay and the customization, because they say so much about the customization. Where's they say it feels like Saints Row? No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. It feels like fucking Saints Row 4, Saints Row 3 and 4, where it's just like, hey, this is ridiculous. And it's like, yeah, but what? Yeah, because I was reading this. Here's another bit of the article from Eurogamer. I feel that every single time I go into the game, whether that's just customization, because customization is a huge part of it, whether that's travelling around the city, whether that's wingsuiting and doing the missions, it feels like Saints Row. Wingsuiting! Wingsuiting! Right. Yes, Saints Row, known for its wingsuiting. No! Saints Row 1 didn't even have parachutes. Saints Row 2 had parachutes. Saints Row 2 didn't have wingsuiting. Saints Row the 3rd didn't have wingsuiting. I don't think. It had parachutes, but not wingsuiting. So where are you getting wingsuiting that feels like Saints Row? What are you on about? This ain't fucking Far Cry, come on. But yeah, it's just like, it's like they keep talking about the gameplay, they keep talking about customization, they keep talking about how the game's playing and everything, and it's just like, but it's just, it's like, look, it's like, they say, if you are a veteran, if you've played through one or all four of the previous games, there's going to be something for you to enjoy, be that the traversal mechanics, the new things we've added, or a world that is more vibrant and unique than anything we've ever had in the past. See, they keep talking about the gameplay and the mechanics. They refuse to talk about the characters, because that's what people are annoyed about. They know what people are annoyed about. They just keep saying, oh, but the gameplay, the customizations, yes. That's what you've done. Hell, Saints Row the 3rd, I'd have to just go by back then, just what happened, right? They released, right, the initiation station demo. If you don't know what that was, right, there's an initiation station and inauguration station, which was a pseudo demo for Saints Row 3 and 4, that released on Xbox and I assume PlayStation, right? That you basically got to, before the game release, you got to go and fully customize a character before the game released, and then import that character into the game, so you could spend hours before the game releases customizing a character and whatnot, and then import that into the thing. That's how much they went on customization for just the characters in Saints Row the 3rd and Saints Row 4. They had dedicated, like, customization, character customization download games, basically, just for that. So, we're not saying that the customization is going to be bad, that the like, no. Just, oh my god. Right, let's definitely have a lot more customization than any other game on the market right now. You mean any other game that's working right now? Because I don't know if Cyberpunk 2077 is still working, but no one has said anything about that. Where is... yeah. Yes, okay, so they say this, right? it is a little bit frustrating to see initial reactions when you know what you're making and when we're not quite ready to reveal everything. And that could be something that is a lot to go through. And it's like, yeah, like that's the thing. The initial impression is everything, and you fucked it up. You fucked it up not because not because, oh look, it's a reboot Saints Row. What happened? This is a new universe for Saints Row. It doesn't contain anything from the old universe of Saints Row. This is a new storyline of Saints Row. Does include. It's like, that's not. I just don't care. We don't care about that. The game is going to be great. Like, with the amount of sort of gameplay and the customization that they're even saying in all the articles and stuff, yeah, it's going to be great. Unless it turns out like Cyberpunk 2077 and it's just a bunch of fucking glitches and it just breaks on fucking day one and needs multiple patches to try and fix. But regardless of that, and then they're saying we've got to be patient. That's not... No, because unless you're going to change the characters and how the characters are acting, right, and everything like that, right, like, you just need to, like, just read the room. Like, there's no way you looked at that initial trailer and went, yes, Saints Row. There is no way you did that. And that's really the disappointing thing. Will I play the Saints Row reboot? I'll do it for a fucking playthrough on the channel, because I do want to see what this game is like. Am I going to pre-order it? Am I going to buy it immediately? No, I'm going to wait till fucking years down the line, probably. But, like, just... They mention also, like, accessibility things, and that's great. If you've like, I haven't played many sort of games that have come out in, like, the past year or something, but I did play Far Cry 6. I've been playing Far Cry 6, and the amount of accessibility stuff for that is insane. There's so many menus for that, and that's, really good, and it's nice that we're having that for sort of future games as well. Yeah, it's just really just kind of disappointing that, like, what we're saying as gamers, right, is we're not saying that, customization or the gameplay is going to be terrible. It's going to be this. It's like, no, because the gameplay in Saints Row 3 and 4, despite me not liking the games that much, I believe was still decent in Saints Row. And it started auto-playing a video. I think from a YouTube thing, from Eurogamer looking at it. Yeah, I mean, it looks, fun and everything, but, like, yeah, looks good. Got no problems about that. It's just the characters, and it's like, you basically just went, right, the Watch Dogs 2 cast, those characters, right? Here they are. Here they are in this... And that was my problem with Watch Dogs 2. Okay, Watch Dogs 1, a lot of people go, oh, he was so moody and such a bland character. Yeah, but then Watch Dogs 2, they tried to go fucking over the top with kind of that kind of thing. And it's just like, well, you're just doing everything and, like, there's nothing serious going on. Like, yeah, you can have you can have fun, do ridiculous things, but then, where's the is there any serious bits? No. And fucking Watch Dogs 2 ended with hack the planet, hack the moon, and yeah, and that's basically just what I see from this. This is, like, what the guy with the guy on the motorbike with the fucking Watch Dogs 2 mask, and fucking the guy who very clearly they based off a fucking lot of like the generic hipster kind of thing, and they all seem just like, no, they're not gangsters, they're just fucking like children. They're like fucking, you know, like they're like roadmen, you know, fucking that kind of thing. I don't know why I said roadmen like that, but yeah, it's just like that kind of thing, and it's like it's not the kind of, it's just, you know, and then kind of like the just ridiculousness. It's like the whole point of GTA and sort of Saints Row and sandbox games, right, is that you create your own chaos, right? You create your own sort of amazing, ridiculous shit outside of the missions that the game gives you. You know, the game gives you, you know, a story, proper missions, you know, serious things going on. Where then, in between the missions, you go and fly fucking, you know, a plane up to fucking max altitude, jump out, and try and fucking land on the highest building or something, and then from there you snipe people until fucking police come around, then you try and jack a police helicopter out of the air. That kind of thing. That's what you're doing in between missions, right? That's meant to be your own thing. If the characters are already like that, it kind of just ruins the atmosphere and the character. Like, yes, Johnny Gat was fucking an insane character, but there was a lot of him that you know, was grounded in the first two Saints Row games. You don't need another character like that. Like, yeah, you need, yeah, like, okay, it's good to have a badass character, right? But you don't need someone to, like, just, it just doesn't feel right. There's just nothing that feels right about this cast of characters, about how they're acting, about how you've shown them off immediately, that makes me want to like these characters. I hate these characters, and I've seen them through one fucking bit of trailer, for the initial trailer, for the reveal trailer, and I just don't like these fucking characters. I really don't like them. So the game can be whatever, but I don't like the characters. And yeah, and I get the, you know, sort of like, it's hard to do that. It's always hard to create new characters for a game, for a series, or whatever, right? It's always hard to do that. But I don't know, like, these characters just seem a lot worse than continuing using the old characters. Take, for example, Call of Duty Zombies. Don't want to go too far into it, right? But Call of Duty Zombies had four sort of main characters, right, from World at War, and then they just kept going. And then it was like, Black Ops 2, oh look, we'll try new Zombies characters. No one liked them, so they just went back to the old characters. It was like, okay. And then tons of other shit happened as well, where they kept trying to introduce new characters, but people were just like, no, just give us the old characters. Because, like, the new characters just weren't likable. There wasn't anything to like about them. They were trying to be, you know, it's sort of, when you make new characters, you can't just make them the same as the old characters. And it's like Saints Row has basically just gone, right, you know, all the sarcasm and all the, like, stupid jokes and all the fucking sexual references, let's just put these into new characters and turn up the ridiculousness a bit more. It's like, no, that's, it's not what you should do. Anyway, sorry, this has been like a bit of a rant, but I just wanted to just say that, like, hey, if there's any of the Saints Row developers are some reason watching this or listening to this, We're not saying that the new Saints Row reboot is going to be a bad game. We're not saying it's a bad game, you know? The only problem it could be a bad game is if it turns out like Cyberpunk 2077. But we're not saying that the gameplay is bad. We're not saying that the customization is going to be shitty. We're not going to say the gameplay is shitty. We're not saying it's not going to look good or anything like that. We are purely saying, right, that the characters you showed off in the reveal trailer and the characters that are going to be, part of the new Saints and everything, and sort of kind of how ridiculous stuff will be in missions, you need to tone that down or change them completely. Right? You need to just kind of reel it in and kind of just go, right, what, you can do over the top shit. You just need to reel it in with doing it all the time, because then it makes it a boring game. In my opinion, Just Cause 3, right? I played through Just Cause 3. The whole game relies on sort of doing ridiculous shit, but then that's the most inefficient way to do a lot of that. A lot of the missions want you to do the ridiculous shit, and it then just becomes like, oh, well, I don't really want to do the ridiculous shit if I'm trying to just, do certain thing to unlock the next mission. And it is just, yeah. So, sorry, I keep getting sidetracked, but this is the end. Volition, we are not saying, right, well, I hope the majority of us, right, are not saying that Saints Row Reboot is going to be a bad game. In gameplay-wise, customization-wise, anything like that. Like, it's going to be great, especially, if kind of any other game with customization and stuff like that is in, there's a ton of customization in other games. If you say you've got more customization than any other game currently, then the customization is going to be great. If you're saying the gameplay is, sort of better than, kind of Saints Rows that have gone by and everything like that, and you say there's more, kind of, it's like fun stuff to do and, sort of everything like that, fine. But we just really just don't like the atmosphere and the characters of the game that you show to us in the reveal trailer. If you tone it down, or if there's some more to the characters that kind of makes them a bit more serious, a bit more grounded, and makes the missions a bit more serious and grounded, and you just kind of want to show off to just like, hey, Saints Row is back kind of thing, then fine. But please, you've had so much time to do it. Your game has been delayed now. Please, show us something grounded. Because otherwise, a lot of people aren't going to buy your game, right? And you're going to go, what happened? Agents of Mayhem didn't do well because it was, just a new thing that was basically Saints Row. So we went back to make Saints Row, and then people don't want Saints Row, so what do they want anymore? You just need to calm down. So, as my 2 cents. Anyone wants to debate anything in the comments, please do. Add anything or debate, please do. If you're a bit of a dick in the comments, then I will delete and block you. That's just how it's going to go. Debate properly. Alright? Add things properly. Don't just be an arsehole about it. But, thank you everyone for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.